For years I've been trying to put a do-it-yourself public land hunt together out of state. So for the 2020 season, I decided to buy an over-the-counter tag and go to Missouri. October 29th, we loaded the camper up, drove through the night to arrive there early Friday morning. I got a few hours of sleep before scouting the rest of the day. Well, here it is. It's our second morning here in northeast Missouri on a do-it-yourself public land hunt. It's Halloween day. We arrived on the 30th at 1 o'clock in the morning, slept for a few hours before we were able to get out and hunt, or get out and scout all day yesterday. So, did a lot of cyber scouting. This property's got a creek running through it, creating a lot of peninsulas, and when I cyber scouted, I thought these peninsulas would be bedding areas. Unfortunately, what we found here is the creek is really low after the dry summer and fall that they've had. And the deer aren't really forced to be on these peninsulas. They're just crossing the creek wherever and whenever they want. So we saw a few beds, kicked up a few deer, and we really haven't ran into the big buck sign we're hoping for. But the weather forecasted this week, later on in the week, it's gonna be highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. So we feel like we need to spend these first couple mornings hunting. It's Halloween day. Came to northeast Missouri to do a do-it-yourself public land hunt. Currently set up in the saddle on Oak Ridge. Came here on the 29th. Yeah, I spent all day 30th scouting, looking for sign. I haven't really seen the sign we're looking for, but seen some signs. So currently just set up on a ridge with some good runways and a little pinch point to my left here. Had deer all over me setting up this morning, and had a decent buck, looked like probably 2.5-year-old with some does come through. 40 yards behind me. I couldn't get a real good look at it to see, but definitely exciting to start our first hunt in the tree. So I'm hoping to get down today, do a little more scouting, try to get on some better sign. I'm calling for mild temps all week. Looks like the weather, as far as like rain goes, will be pretty clear, but definitely some warm days later in the week. So I'm hoping the mornings will at least be productive. Saturday morning was cold and nice and calm, so set up on a nice oak ridge a couple hours before light. Sat there, had does all morning long feeding underneath me. Started a break day, had a buck pushing a doe through. Decided to hit the grunt call, and actually heard a grunt behind me about 150 yards. I look over my left shoulder to find the 9-point standing. He slowly worked his way in, hit a few scrapes, hit a few rubs, and ended up coming to my left-hand side. At this point, it was decision time for me. I had a decent buck at 40, 50 yards away, and I just couldn't decide if I was going to shoot. I told myself, don't pass on a buck that I'd end up shooting at the end of the week. So it was a 1/4-2 shot. Deer was standing there at 20 yards. I was trying to put it on his front shoulder, but ended up shooting a little further ahead, which ended up being a good shot. Ended up seeing the deer pile up within 40 yards. Well, there it is, Halloween day. He wasn't big, but he wasn't a monster, I guess I should say. He's big in my book. You know, I'm used to shooting Michigan deer. It's the first day on. I probably should have been patient and let him go, but I haven't been seeing a lot of buck sign. It's October 31, and I told myself, don't pass on something that you'd shoot later in the week. First trip out here with a friend, you know, I got the rest of the week. Him and I, we can team up, sit together, and I can film him all week. So I didn't want to pass on the opportunity. It gave me a perfect shot, 20 yards, 1/4-2. Again, not a monster, but in my book, got my blood flowing, got me excited. It's great. Couldn't ask for a better hunt on October 31. So we'll get down, take a look at him, get some pictures with it. So I'm super excited. So here it is, October 31st, Halloween day. First full day of us being able to hunt. We got here on the 29th at 1:30. Actually, we went on 30th. Got here 1:30 in the morning. Slept for a few hours. Came out and scouted, looked around. Didn't see the sign that we were really looking for, but we've seen a lot of heavy runs. And this morning we just chose to pick a couple pinch points to set up on, and I set up on this ridge right next to the creek. And had does come in first thing before it was even light, and then had does come in behind me at 40 yards with a buck. Probably 20 minutes behind him grunting, but couldn't get that one to come in. It was another decent buck, probably another 2.5-year-old. And then another 20 minutes went by and I heard a grunt, looked over my left shoulder way out in the field, saw this guy standing, and he came in and presented a perfect shot. Blessed, I mean, nice 9-point, tried to be a 10-point over here on the right hand side, just didn't quite make the 1 inch, but another beautiful deer, probably my second biggest deer, so can't be disappointed in that. We got the rest of the week to hunt. I'll probably film the rest of the week behind Tyler and see if we can get it to happen. So
thank you very much for checking out our video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notifications bell. That way you can get notifications every time we post new content. And if you haven't already, make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and you can check out our website at www.vitalshopproductions.com.